All
That's it.
right, Mr. White, anything on behalf of Mr. Bell?
Your Honor, we just ask that you accept the negotiated plea.
Mr. Bell, how old are you?
I'm 32, ma'am.
Okay, at 32. Now, come on, walking into a liquor store and picking up a bottle and just stealing, that's some ridiculousness. Just utter foolishness.
It was. I got frustrated that day, and I ain't gonna lie, I was under influence, but if you can picture that, me just under influence, and I just gave up. Like, I just gave up and just.
Okay, so Mr. Bell, you're 32 years old. What you plan on doing with your life? Because if you gonna go ahead and victimize somebody else because you frustrated, so you figure I'm gonna just go in here and take it from the package store. That ain't gonna hurt nobody. Well, there's people who own the package store have to pay for all of that stuff. Number one, and number two, running around with your car with nothing going on with your car, right? No license, no tag, all of that. Come on, when you planning to get your life together, sir?
You sound just like my mother, for real.
Because I am a mother of sons, and because I know that this world is not easy on young Black men. And so you sitting up here making it hard on yourself. I sound like your mother because she has the same concerns for you that I do. So I'm asking you at 32 years old, where you're well past the point of in your 20s where we make bad decisions, you 30 something years old, when you gonna start turning your life around and making something of yourself?
This my last stop. I do got a plan that in effect, like I got my own company too, but it just ain't been off the ground. But
well, listen to me, because everybody got their own company. But what I suggest is that you do what successful people do. You work for somebody else and build your company on the side until you have enough money and enough status in your company to move to that. So all this, I got my own company, but I can't work for nobody else. I don't understand y'all millennials, because money is money, and honest money is good money. And if you can work for somebody else while you build your company, then that tells you a lot about your character and how successful you will be as a business owner. Everybody want to have a business, but don't nobody know nothing about quarterly taxes. You know, you got to pay taxes quarterly as a business owner. Since you're looking at me like that never occurred to you. There's a lot to understand about owning a business, but if you work with somebody else, maybe you can learn that and pick it up along the way. But all these folk who say, well, I got a plan, well, everybody got a plan. Shoot, Muhammad Ali said everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. Come on now, life right now is hitting you in the mouth. You got to get it together. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't want to see you back here, Mr. Bell. This is stupid stuff. This is stuff I expect from 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, not from somebody who's 32. How many kids you got?
I got one, ma'am.
Okay, that child deserves more. That child deserves a father who is doing something with his life. That child deserves a father who is taking care of him, not only financially, but emotionally too. Don't be that person, Mr. Bell. The statistics show that African-American fathers are some of the most involved men in their children's lives. Don't be the person that disproves that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Even if somebody wasn't there for you like that, make the decision to be there for your child. You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't do this stupid stuff again. There's all of this. Well, you know, I was intoxicated. And if you have a problem with alcohol and it ends you up in front of me, then you need to get help. Go to an AA meeting. It's free. They're everywhere. You can just walk in and sit down and say, hi, my name is, and then fill in the blanks. You understand me? There's help out there that you can get that's free. But don't keep doing this, because you know every misdemeanor you commit, you coming right back to me. And I don't forget. Yeah, take that deep breath. Okay. So, like I said, on the first case is 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served. On the second case, counts 1, 3, and 4 will be no pros. Count 2 will be 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served, balance suspended as long as you have no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. And that will run concurrent with the case ending in, let's see. That will run concurrent with the case ending in 09985. All right, get it together, Mr. Bell. Your child deserves more than that.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. All right, sir, you're before the court on two petitions for revocation of probation. The first one is State of Georgia versus Comarni Fonte Jones, 2022 CR 01068. You were before this court for driving under the influence of alcohol, no insurance, improper lane change. On the 11th day of December 2023, you were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 8 months and 28 days remaining. It says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits, as evidenced by you testing positive for cocaine, THC, the metabolite of marijuana, and alcohol, specifically ethyl glucuronide and ethyl sulfate on February 12, 2024 at the Clayton County Probation Office. You failed to document proof of attending a substance abuse treatment program, and you failed to pay your currently $410 in arrears. Ms. Hahn, that was quite a party, Mr. Jones. They had all of that?
Ma'am, I've been paying my fine. I did my community service. I got 5 classes done. I did the evaluation. I did everything I've been supposed to do, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Except stay off drugs.
I just got it. Honestly, ma'am, my daughter just got died. I just had a bad judgment because my dad died last year of cancer. My 14-year-old daughter just got diagnosed with cancer. And it just hit me hard like that. It hurt me. And I tried to escape, like it just hit me hard, man. I made a bad decision. Like it was a real bad decision, but I've been doing everything that I was supposed to do. That's why, like, I got my community service done because she told me to do that in order to get my fines converted into more community service. So I did everything I was supposed to do, except for, like you said, when I got this news, I just had a bad moment of judgment, man.
All right. What's your recommendation, Ms. Chang? Ms. Chang, you're muted.
I apologize. Probation recommends that he be returned to probation on credit for time served since March the 6th. That's approximately 6 days. I was recommending that he start treatment by March 31st.
Does he have a treatment program to go to?
He stated that he started, I'm not sure where he's attending, but he did enroll in ASIM level 1 treatment on February the 7th for 8 weeks. That was with, I don't have that right off. But he did provide proof that he enrolled in treatment. I just don't have proof of attendance yet.
Okay, so have you attended any of the classes, Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am, I did 5 of the class, and I actually paid for two more because it's $50 a class. Because she wanted me to do the 360 class to get my license back tight. You know what I mean? A little 20 out, but I didn't have that at one time. But once I did the evaluation, they recommended I do. He wanted me to do 12, but he said, okay, I'm gonna give you 8. And then it was $50 a class. So I was like, I can do that. And while I'm doing that, after I get this done, then I can do the 360 for the license class to get my license back. Because I didn't have the 360 all at one time to do the evaluation and do that class. But I can do the $50 a class. And I was doing 2 classes on Wednesday and Saturday at A1 up there off Highway 85. That's where I go.
Affordable counseling is
Yes, that's where I go.
where he enrolled.
Okay. Ms. Hahn?
Your Honor, we ask that you accept probation's recommendation.
And Your Honor, that he be drug tested each report as well.
All right. So, Mr. Jones, I'm going to accept the recommendation, but I have added something. You'll receive credit for 5 days time served and return to probation. You'll resume treatment within 5 days of your release from jail. You're going to be drug tested at each report, and you're going to attend one AA or NA, Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous meeting per week and show proof of that to probation. Do you understand?
Online.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, sir, if you're going to help, whatever the situation is with your daughter, if you're going to help her get through it, you can't check out. You can't be on drugs. You can't just, I can't stand it. I can't help because she don't need you. If you just going to check out every time stuff gets hard, you leaving a 14-year-old to deal with that. Think about that.
You're right, man.
You got to be more motivated than that. Because, I mean, shoot, she's 14. She don't get to check out.
Right. Got to deal with it. I need to deal with it, too.
All right, so defendant shall receive credit for time served and return to probation. Well, under all the same conditions, defendant shall resume treatment within 5 days or of his release from jail. Defendant shall be drug tested at each report and attend one AA or NA meeting and show proof of attendance. Anything else?
Your Honor, I think you had a question, but.
Is there a way I can convert my fines into community service?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I did the 80 hours and I just can't, I ain't got the money to really, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was paying the minimum that I was paying. I mean, every time I report, I paid, and I did the classes the way that I did it because I wanted to be productive, doing something you know what I'm saying? Like I was slowly doing it the best way financially for me to get it done, but it still was putting me in a bind, you know what I mean?
Okay, so your remaining community service shall be converted into your remaining fine shall be converted into community service at the rate of $10 per hour. All right, so
Your Honor,
yes, ma'am.
is that on this, the case ending in 01068?
Yeah, does he need it on the other one instead?
Well, the fine on this case, the
Uh-huh.
fine balance is $1,428. So that would be equivalent to like 142 hours of community service.
All right.
And I can do that.
You can do it, okay.
Yeah,
All right, that's on there. Okay, now let me go to the next one. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. So Mr. Olis, you're before the court for State of Georgia versus Jacob Cloud Olis, 2022 CR 02221. Mr. Olis, you were before this court for involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct on the 28th day of June 2022. You were sentenced to 24 months on probation. You have 5 months and 6 days remaining. You failed to report on January 22nd, 2024 for a scheduled revocation hearing. You failed to provide proof of completing a gun safety course. You failed to provide proof of completing 240 hours of community service. You have documented 0 of 240 hours. You failed to pay your $1,010 in arrears. Okay, what's been going on, Mr. Olis?
Your Honor, Mr. Olis and I had a conversation and he let me know that the alleged victim, well, the victim in the
His
case.
nephew, I
was his-
remember.
And he said that that's been, really difficult for him to cope with, that he's been just in a terrible mental state since the time that it happened. And that's kind of prevented him from just functioning in general. He's kind of just doing the bare minimum. Right now, he's been a caregiver. Do you need a tissue?
Yes.
He's been a caregiver for his girlfriend's mother, and that's pretty much how he spends his time. But he just says that overall, he's just been in a terrible mental state after what happened.
And I get that, but this was a plea that was worked out with his knowledge and agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
But if you're gonna agree to something, I mean, I could have given you jail time to begin with, but if you're gonna agree to something, I get that you're struggling, but then come to us and say, hey, I need counseling, I need treatment, I need something. Mr. Austin?
Your Honor, in this case, the recommendation is to revoke the remaining balance, which is 5 months and 6 days to close, and then this case will be closed.
All right.
Your Honor, Mr. Ollis is asking if you would be agreeable to 3 months.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Ollis is asking if you'd be agreeable to 3 months.
The court is going to accept the 5 months and 6 days.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ollis, I understand the situation that you are in, but you are not going to get help unless you ask for help. And if you ignore it, then things won't get better. So at this time, the court is going to revoke the balance of 5 months and 6 days. After spending 5 months and 6 days in the Clayton County Jail day for day, you'll be released and the case will be closed.
Really?
Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. Hahn?
Is asking that he not be required to do the day for day.
Please, ma'am, because I'm sorry, I don't press talk.
Nope. That's the court's order. I'll send it over. Thank you. You can go back with the sheriff's office, Mr. Ollis. All right, Ms. Hahn?
Your Honor, we're asking that you accept the recommendation. Mr. Rojas let me know that he lives at the incident location, does not live there. That this is what he told me, and that she's just a friend. And so he said that he does have somewhere else to go, but we're asking that if he's able to provide proof when he gets out that that is his residence and not hers, that he be allowed to return to the incident location.
But that's 6 months down the road. That's fine. I don't care, but that's 6 months down the road. So at this time, Mr. Rojas, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 1, no to count 3. Count 2 will merge. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 180 days. And I'm liking this day for day. Balance will be suspended as long as you have no contact with the victim, in this case, Rashada Jarana, that you have no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia, and that you do not go back to the incident location until you have provided the court proof that that is your residence and not the residence victim. Count 3 will run concurrent with count 1, 12 months to serve 180 days, day for day. Balance suspended so that you have no contact with the victim, in this case, Rashada Jarana, no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia, and you may not go back to the incident location until you have provided the court proof that it is your residence and the victim does not reside there. All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office, sir.
And Your Honor, I may
learn to stop hitting people. Yes, ma'am.
I may have missed it because he was speaking to me, but is he getting credit since the date of lockup?
When is that?
Christmas.
Christmas Day.
No,
Does he get credit for any of the time that he spent?
no.
Sorry.
Mr. Rojas, you're gonna stop hitting people. You're gonna learn today. You gonna stop. Whatever this anger thing is you got, you hit a 17-year-old girl in her face. Sir, no, sir. You gonna be where people who hit folk go. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
The recommendation on count 1 is 12 months, 10 days to serve with credit for 1 day. The balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, and a family violence intervention program. No contact with the victim. Counts 2, 3, and 4 merged.
All right. So she served 1 day. Will you want her to serve the rest of the 9 days?
Yeah, Sharon. So based on her history, this will actually be a second battery against the same victim. So she's required to serve a minimum of 10 days.
Miss Lewis? Ma'am, if you realize the first time that this ain't the right relationship with you and you got to fight, Why would you stay in it? Everybody talk about, oh, we in love, but if you in love and you end up having to go before a judge or go to jail, that ain't love. Somebody's like, oh, I love him, I love hard. That's some foolishness. It's not love. That's an obsession, maybe, or you just like to fight, but that ain't love. Just acknowledge that you picked the wrong person to be in a relationship with and keep it moving. Y'all co-parent and learn how to co-parent, take some classes, but keep it moving. He ain't the last man on the earth. And if you've ended up in jail twice behind this man, he ain't the one for you. I mean, anytime, and I ain't fighting nobody for my child. I'm sorry, you can't even see me. But he hasn't even legitimized that baby. So that's your child. You shouldn't have had to fight him for anything. That's your child. He don't have no legal right to that child. But you having to get into an altercation with him about your baby. Man, get your life. I'm just saying, get your life together. Because y'all gonna have to raise this child, and y'all can do that successfully without foolishness, but you need some rules. So if y'all are gonna co-parent, go through the superior court, get visitation, custody, child support, all of that in writing, set up in writing, have rules, and then play by the rules. That's all I'm saying. Because ain't no reason that boy got to have 10 days without his mama because you can't stop fighting his dad. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Law says you are the only legal parent if he has not legitimized that child and if y'all weren't married at the time of the child's birth. So as the only legal parent, you get to make the decisions for your child. All this back and forth with Mr. What's his name until he step up to the plate and do what he need to do. That's just foolishness. But stop fighting. That you too grown for that. Once you become a mother, you're too grown to throw hands unless you're protecting your child or yourself to stay here for your child. We clear?
Yes.
Because your child doesn't deserve to go 10 days without having you. That's your primary responsibility, is to be there for your baby. All this, I'll fight for all that ghetto ratchet foolishness. No. All right, so I'm going to accept your plea of guilty. I'll counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 10 days credit for 1 day.